Hey lads, Cera again. Now I'd just like to start by welcoming all of you who have subscribed following my coverage of the new skills in Iceborne. In all honesty, the feedback has been staggering, and I'm really quite flattered, so thank you all so much for your feedback, and I really hope that you enjoy your stay here. Now, on to today's topic, something that a lot of you might either be curious about, completely clueless on, or just sick to bastard death of hearing. Today we're going to tackle some monster classifications, specifically what separates a monster from a variant from a subspecies, a sub from a rare, and if it actually matters at all. We'll cover the differences, the mechanics, and I'll provide examples of each. So first of all, what is the difference? The explanations can overlap a ton. I mean, the Ebony Odogaron looks like the normal one in a superheated state. Isn't that a variant? Why does it matter? Where did my life go? How do I fight them, and why should I care? Simple. It matters because it will tell you what kind of fight to expect, and to do that, we're going to take a look at the written Japanese. Subspecies are written in Japanese in a different way to us Western lads. Whilst we get to go outside and play with fancy words like viper or fulgur, Japanese use a single phrase for subspecies, and this is ashu. This means, well, subspecies. So Stygian Zynoga, instead of having this wonderful demonic title, it is simply written as Jinoga Ashu, or Zynoga subspecies. Nice and simple. Similarly, the rare species are written as Kishoshu, or literally rare species. Spare yourselves about 15 minutes on the Monster Hunter Wiki and you'll see that a difference of 2 kanji can mean fighting a slightly ticked off brute versus the monster equivalent of Vesuvius on 4 legs. Now, for the tricky part, variants. Now, remember when I said that Japanese classifications don't use any fancy titles? Well, variants actually do backtrack on that and provide themselves, well, titles. Sabita, as an example, for Rusted Kushala Deora, or even Itesasu for the new Shrieking Legiana, although the title literally does translate to freeze and stab, which I kind of like personally. Anyways, the best part is that these titles are actually never even shown in the game, and the only clues that you get are altered icons or ominous quest descriptions. These classifications have been included in the game as canon, as we can see by the Japanese words. It's important to note that they're not just fan denotations. Anyways, now that I've thoroughly destroyed the Japanese language, we can move on to the mechanics and what to expect from each of these different versions. First of all, we have the base monsters. We're going to call them vanilla monsters for the purpose of this video. So these are your standard boys. We have our Zynoga, we have our Rathalos, we have our Deviljho, etc. The base forms of the monster with no additional modifiers or abilities. Nice and easy. Now subspecies, these are typically the closest to the vanilla versions that you can get. However, they do represent the next step up in difficulty. You'll see different colorations, enhanced attacks and movement patterns, maybe even in some cases a new element. These could be seen with monsters such as Stygian Zynoga, Azure Rathalos, even the new Fulgur Anjanath. Third, we have our rare species. Now I want you to take those subspecies, make them even more powerful, ramp up the attacks to stupidly crazy levels, and typically you just shove it in a tower of some sort. Now in a lot of cases, rare species can reach Elder Dragon tiers of power, and feature prominently in endgame weapon and armor farming. Examples of this would include the Lucent Nagakuga, the Molten Tigrex, or even the Gold Rathian and Silver Rathalos. Finally, we have our variants. Now these do work slightly differently. Every single variant shown thus far, including the brand new Legiana variant, is based on a monster that has none of the aforementioned alternate species, so no subspecies or rare species. They typically appear as the vanilla monster in rage mode. Now the moment when the variant gets enraged is when the trouble really starts. Prominent members of the classification include things like Savage Deviljho, Furious Rajang, and the Raging Brachydios. And that's all of it. So as you can see, there is actually differences between your subspecies, your rare species, and your variant species. Enough to, necessitate this difference. Whew. Quite a lot of information in one go. However, learn this and you will have a good idea of what's going to be the heavy hitters when Iceborne comes. Now, any questions? Feel free to post them. Do you have a favourite in each class? I'd love to hear it. Personally, my favourite subspecies is Stygian Zynoga, my favourite rare is Lucent Nagakuga, and I do have a bit of a soft spot for Chaotic Gormagala. I know, edgy. Hope it was informative for all of you. You're all welcome to check out my Twitter or Twitch down in that box under the video. Alright, I'll speak to you all soon. Peace.